Why hello there, fellow pilots. Rodamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Starsector Homeworld. Episode 17. Stop shooting me in the bum, damn it. So, normally I would make 15-ish K a month. I just withdrew some fuel. But, yeah, we're in the net positive. Yeah, and tech mining would help to counteract that, or another way to counteract that would be to upgrade my patrol HQ higher, because a military base would counteract that. There's a bunch of different ways to counteract the love majority, but for now, the love majority is a benefit because it's helping me grow faster, as you can see. So I might as well just, like, abuse it. And then once my colony's a little bit bigger, I can get rid of that Lud majority and to avoid the Ludic Church colony threat. But once my colony's bigger, I'm going to then be on the radar of Tritac for exports and Persean League for the fact that I actually have a large colony. So there's no way to completely avoid the colony crisis mechanic, because eventually we'll catch up with you. It's just how it rears its head. And not, you know, unless you sit at a world. I guess technically you could colonize a really crummy world that has a normal net growth of something in the negatives and never grow. So if I colonized, like, let's say a volcanic world for its mining and never hazard paid and the colony never grew, we would essentially stay off the radar of everyone forever. That's just not part of the goal. Plus that's kind of boring. But hypothetically, you could fly under the radar forever, if that way. All right, what are we doing here? We are some distance away from center. Oh, great. But there is a Tundred world that we might want to survey for the potential of finding ruins. Or just paid data. Ah, well, it's a Fury. Maybe we get to recover it. We did! Hey, it's worth the trip. I'll take a Fury. I'm not using the Fury yet, so I'm not going to raffle it off until we start using it, but having two Furies and a Dominator is a pretty good combo. I don't love Furies, but both the Dominator doesn't rotate very good, but it does have maneuvering drives, and the Fury, it's special. So, to back things up a little bit, every ship has their own special ability. And, so like the Dominator's special ability, no, not strip. What am I trying to do? The Dominator's special ability is the maneuver drives, where it just like goes full zoomy, like thrusts. And the Fury's one is like, well, thrust drives versus maneuver, burn drives versus maneuver drives. But basically having 3 cruiser classes that have like high mobility could play to my advantage for like hit and run tactics. Not that the AI really ever implements that. Wow, gross. Not a lot in that ruin. Oh, I see the scavenging leveled up again. Hyperspatial Drifter. Fleet recovers an additional flat scrap on average. Yeah, let's take it. I've been paying a lot of our supply and fuel bills with just the scrap that he's been getting. Now, I did mention before, as soon as we start to get into... Oh, crap. As soon as we start to get into regular combat situations where... we're destroying enemy fleets frequently, I'm going to want to ditch Mr. Scrap Artist with the Starfaring one that will remove demods. I think that's a reasonable change to do. Why did I jump out? We haven't even... Oh no, I found it. So let's go to this blue giant, check its system, and then use its gravity well to slingshot back. But yeah, happy to get the Fury. I'm gonna want to drop that off at my my world though. Okay. You know what? I might bring that organs to Darid to satisfy local supply. Because there's nothing in the rules that say I can't sell it. But, you know, supplying it. Yeah, let's just do that. Gates. Sassine is this way. An undead troop. Thank you for the resub. Welcome. I'm surprised that Fury is... Oh, because we just have a flat... Oh, no, it's because we have the hyperspace topography and explore. I see. I was trying to figure out why we were moving at normal speeds with the Fury. That makes sense. Because in here we only move at 19. Not 20. Okay. I don't have enough fuel to make it all the way home, so we'll go to Nordia to buy fuel. Now, you know what? I had enough salvage that I could probably have salvaged it for the fuel, but whatever. Oh, monthly income. Yes. I like seeing those numbers. Oh, that's my fault. There's not like an automated warning when you gate into a system. I'm sure there's a mod for it, and I don't care. But there isn't an automated warning going, hey, you're gating into a system. Turn on your transponder like there isn't normally. And I always forget. They'll pay me a lot of money to go probe. I'm sort of tempted to make the run here. Because these are roughly clustered together. Although I think initially, because this is so close to my homeworld, I'm going to accept this quest first. Instead of doing the Sindrian's quests. I'm glad they didn't scam me for the organs. Which is honestly pretty wild. Do Sindrian not care about that? Maybe I'm wrong about what they care about. Maybe they don't care. I forget what's illegal for them. Hey, Syndria, do you care? Oh yeah, you do. Well, let's bring that back before the PD scam me again, going, oh, wait a minute. With that said, doing legit trade and paying the taxes usually keeps them off your radar. It's when you smuggle, that's when they're like, oh, you're a smuggler, so we'll scan you more. Usually. So we're heading back to drop off the Fury, drop off the other stuff, and then run the 2 derelict missions we just picked up, hoping that we pick up some additional ships for our fleet while out and about. Because we've had some luck. We've picked up a Fury, we've picked up a Dominator, we've picked up a bunch of enforcers. So if we really had to fight like a okay sized fleet, like we sort of could. It wouldn't be great, but we sort of could. So I'm going to drop the organs off into resource stockpile. We don't make money for that, but when there is shortages, which currently there are, it will use those resources to satisfy local shortages, which is the point. 27 or 25. I'll go 25. More supplies. So in your colony, and I've done this before, use stockpiles during because I just dropped this off as stockpiles, as soon as I unpause the game, it will start using those organs to fill the shortage gap. And those shortages will then be resolved, at least temporarily. So now that I've unpaused the game, if we take a look at our planet, this still has a desired smuggling volume for income, but it won't have any temporary shortage problems. So taking a look at the world map, in terms of like food production, we're definitely we're kind of on the radar, right? Like, we have a 12% market share for food, for food production. And when we install the soil nanites and install the solar array, we're definitely in the position to potentially piss off other factions. It's a real worry of mine, because we'll make more money, but like, more money, more problems, and that is true. We will have more problems, for sure, by doing that. It's not to say that I won't. I want to invest in the colony, and I don't mind the troubles. But it is food for thought. Okay, in this system, we are... heart of the system. Oh, that's going to be easy. Ooh, it's Manicorn. Please let me recover. Nope. Have I... I got a ping up here. Oh god. Actually, you know what? No, I think if I had the Furies with me... Oh, phooey. I'm gonna... What do they have? Mudskippers... You know what? I'm gonna try my hand. They have a lot of, like, weak ships, which are easy to punch out quick. Oops. Crap. My flux. I forgot that my ship's flux is, like, the worst. Really? And I flamed out too? Can I have my engines, please? Please? Engines? Sometime this decade? Holy moly. There we go. Okay, and there goes the engines again. I'm trying to burn drive too, but with the moment the engines come back online so that I can, like, jump. Because, yeah, they're, I think it's the wolf is just, like, EMPing the crap out of me. Really? This is my burn drive? Are you kidding? So, if you're wondering, I have not had engine control this entire fight. I'm basically just being harassed to death, where my engines are just EMP'd perpetually. I feel like there needs to be... There it goes. They're back online for, like, a second. There needs to be, like, a diminishing return to that stuff so that you can't just, like, have blown out perpetual engines. Because that's, like, stupid. I know that's why, like, carriers exist, so that fighters can do that, because I just flamed out again. Why fighters can, support fleets. But, I'm just... I'm just in engine lock this entire battle. Bye-bye, dummies. Now, having them help me is this, no offense, Turtle, the stupidest thing that I could possibly imagine. They're cargo ships that have no equipment. They would literally do nothing. They would just blow up. So no current ships deployed. And it wants me to deploy ships. I'm sort of curious. I'm going to try something real quick. So I'm doing a quick transfer command. To hop in, because another way to escape battles, if you're wondering, is to you can always retreat, right? And go full retreat. I don't think this is a particularly fast vessel, which is the issue that I'm going to have. But if I do a direct retreat, because my ship got disabled and not destroyed, it should be recoverable. And if I'm able to retreat, I think the kites are going to out-kite me. But if I can retreat, I can then recover the Dominator, and it will be not an issue. But I think I would need to retreat with all of the ships. So I'm sort of curious. Yeah. Retreat. Full retreat. No other further orders will be carried out. And then... but the issue is, once a ship is disabled or destroyed, I don't believe you can recover it if you retreat. You have to win the fight to recover, meaning that I wouldn't have the Dominator. And I'm going to pay that price. For those that were, like, battle hungry, this is the cost. And I think it's worth remembering that. Not that this will happen again and will be a different subset of people, but so be it. Okay, we were in the... So missions accepted... Alright, the derelict ship. What do you think are the most benign colony threats? I don't know. Maybe the pirate one? Mostly because it's... If you can pay off... Kanta, it's pretty benign. Ooh, this system has a lot of stuff here. $77 crew and Adventure Cruiser. That'll work. What else we got? So I think what I'll do is I will grab the... Ooh, Condor? No, we didn't salvage it. I'll grab the, a Fury and make it the main boat for a bit. There was other pings here, though. I'll go grab the sensor array, and that should help. Ooh, there we go. Ruined world. So what do you guys think is the most benign colony threat? Oh, Anticore. That's great. Yeah, I'm thinking it's the pirate one. Also because pirates don't have a decent coordinated attack. Although Pathers don't either. That's probably a pirate fleet, I'd imagine. These are all might be pirate fleets. I don't know what's going on here. Turn off my transponder. They're blowing up phaetons. Yeah, it's like a mercenary fleet and a pirate fleet. Duking it out. What's the hardest one? Hedge AI inspections? Probably. But they're easy to avoid, with that said. Because just don't use AI. Or whatever. Brawler and a Hyperion. Nice. But I would say in terms of like raw combat power, the Hedge's attacks are probably the strongest. And the Pather's attacks are probably the weakest. Or Tritac, because you can like bribe your way out of that. I don't know, it's hard to say. Really depends on your it depends on a lot of factors. I would say it's safe to say there isn't one answer. Ooh, don't know what's going on over there. I don't want a buffalo, but it looks pretty nasty, whatever it is. There's a battle, like, what's weird is we're in, like, deep space, more or less, in the middle of nowhere. We're not that close to core, and there's, like, a war going on here for some reason, which is funny. So we did do the missions. Let's head back to core to pick up more stuff. But at first, I'm going to head over to Doe to drop off the junk that we have, especially after we sort the scrap. Don't all colony threats have a way to bribe or avoid aggressive tactics? Not really, no. Some of them are just sort of like an unavoidable threat. Especially if you're getting like remnant raids. You're not going to be able to negotiate your way out of that. Negotiate with the clanker? Yeah, I don't think so. What's the fuel cost? 26, still cheaper. Okay. So I am going to store these two ships and the Manicore. And then just to be able to take on like probe guards, I will take the turtle sandwich ship out of dry dock and then maybe 2 enforcers and run with a slightly higher fuel cost, but knowing that I have like wingmen. Which means the 2 enforcers, both Snarf doesn't need to be named, but the other enforcer does. So I'm going to put myself in this ship. No, let's see. What is this? Annihilator rocket pod, pulse lasers, a bunch of ion cannons. All right, I'm going to redesign it. So the Annihilator rocket pod I like. Maybe I'll have a beam ship. So I have an ion beam and grav beams. So I'll do 1 ion, 1 grav. And then something with decent range. Tac laser. Tac laser? This is going to be really weird. I'm like probably going to pilot this poorly. And then the left side, I will do burst PD, tac laser, burst PD, tac laser. Basically like a laser boat with a little bit of point defense on the back-facing side of the ship that I'm not using. I actually might even get rid of the rocket pod. I don't know if a rocket pod's going to really help with this design, truthfully. Advanced optics is definitely the way to go for range, beam range. I'll do aux thrusters, and then I'll probably need to go faster. So in terms of speed, the Enforcers and the Fury need to speed up. I could probably settle for 9 out of 10 and like treat 9 as fine. And if we did that, I could get rid of the militarized subsystems for the salvage and the fuel. Treating 9 as baseline. I'm going to do that. So Colossus will still need the drives. Because without the drives, they could go militarized subs instead. And then that has us baseline 9. That'll work. I'm going to decide on that, and that frees up a lot of points for other things. So what else could we add to these guys? Not much. There's actually not other things that we want to add to the Colossi, even if we do that. Do converted hangar, that'd be weird. I'll just fill them up with capacitors. Alright, the gantry. If we decided on is fine, maybe efficiency overhauls with high-res sensors and do the same with fuel. I could also do fuel tanks. I think that makes more sense than efficiency overhaul. Because the Phaeton should have fuel tanks. So I know I'm still refitting, but this brings us up to 9 burn for everything. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, we'll take more crew. We do hit minimum crew. Okay. Now back to the refits. Because I haven't finished the refit for the Fury. I was in the middle of it. I just wanted to figure out the like minimum bird speed. So we'll take the ITU, and then if we filled capacitors and vents, that would be about it. And leave the missile hardpoint empty, because I'm not really sure it would add much to the capabilities of this ship. All right, for the other 2 Enforcers, the one Enforcer is going to be named something in a few seconds, but let's see what autofit comes up with for assault. Heavy autocannons. Would I change something about that? I mean, heavy autocannons are like okay, I suppose. Oh, what? You're both going to be Snarf? That's hilarious. All right, there we go. Prize it. So this is a medium ballistics. It really depends on what purpose these are going to serve. Assault chain guns are pretty good. Dual flaks are pretty good. Heavy maulers are pretty good. Hypervelocity drivers would be nice. So I actually might build this myself because I'm not really sure I like how it got auto-built. So maybe like, I only have 1 dual flak. What I would like to do is build them the same way. So they work in the same way. But that's possibly pretty tough. I can do 2 Reapers on each, because I have enough Reapers. And then I only have 3 hypervelocity drivers. The only issue with putting... So hypervelocity drivers are great, don't get me wrong. The only problem is they have a range of 1,000. And as a result of having a range of 1,000, the ship itself will stand off at a range 1,000. So if you do hypervelocity drivers, your ship, the Enforcers will only... So for player ships, you can obviously decide your engagement range. For AI ships, they generally only engage, depending on personality types, but generally they only engage at the range of their maximum weapon. So if you add a hypervelocity driver, for instance, and then you add a bunch of, like, let's say, assault chain guns, your assault chain guns will at range 450 will very rarely do anything, because the ship will engage at 1,000 and sit at roughly 1,000, maybe varying from like 1,000 to 800 or something like that. Meaning that if you mix ranges too much, they're pretty ineffective. So I think what I'll try is hypervelocity drivers for these guys, mixed with like maybe maulers. Although I only have 3 maulers. Maybe arbalist autocannons, but I don't really like arbalists personally. And they're a bad pick for small slot. What would... I'm just curious what the auto overdriven is. Annihilator rocket pods and naked? What the hell? And assaults are also pretty dumb. Yeah, alright, I'm building for myself. I don't mind the Sabo SRM's choice there. These are medium ballistics. So maybe I'll build both of them differently, because I don't think I can build them identically. I think I'm going to struggle with that. So I'll have one be like long range, one be short range. So I'll have one be the anti-shield hypervelocity drives. I'm not going to use up the dual flak. I'll just put on 2 regular flaks to keep chaff away. And then the other one will be the... Oh, and then the, if this is long range, Reapers are probably the wrong choice. I'll just do a bunch of Sabo SRMs. So that it's like the anti-shield ship. Where this ship strips shields, in other words. And the other one, I'll just do some sort of like variant of overdriven. So for small missiles, maybe Torpedo Rex? I'll trap Torpedo Rex. It's high damage, still pretty good range. I'm gonna do dual flak, and then what I was hoping is assault chain guns, because I have 2 of them. And then the back, forget safety overdrives. I'm still gonna do ITU. So they're both ITU. And then in back, what do I have 2 of? That makes the most sense. Maybe just rails. This is definitely like an aggressive little gunboat. And I'll do a ballistic rangefinder as well. Alright. I don't know if it will fly well. Also, I'm going to change... Yeah, there we go. We'll see. Okie dokie. Repair. I have more fuel storage, so I'm going to want to increase that. And then my supplies a day didn't really go up that much, which is good. So dropping off the extra weapons I didn't use, picking up some fuel. And now I feel like I can maybe engage some like light engagements, but not really more than that. The other thing is to consider what captains I'm putting in. So for the Bryzit, this is missile or gunboat. I think the 7s are going to be the best choice. So I'll put in Wishbringer in one, and then Raveno in the other. They're my 2 7 captains. And then on the other ships, it doesn't really matter because they'll never actually see combat. But I'll captain them all the same because it will increase readiness, readiness max and stuff like that. Okay, that'll work. All Alright, we're gonna head back to core. Did I do everything? Fuel, crew. Crew is a little tight. I guess it's fine. Fuel, crew, storage, all that jazz. Head back to... Oh, yes, that's what I wanted to do. Head back to core, pick up some more missions, and see if we can get into trouble without too much trouble. All my captains are steady? Yeah, so they are. If there was ever a cause for a captain that wasn't steady, it would be the close quarter one, but it's, you know, it's not like I have options there. So current missions being offered already don't interest me, so let's go to core and see if we can't get some decent ones. And then try to keep all the ships that and get them not destroyed. Because yeah, I just got engine swarmed. What's crazy about the engine swarming is like, even with burn drives, I like couldn't do anything. It's like, I would trigger my burn drives and I would just immediately get flame out. Oops, that's not what I meant to click. Crap. Ooh, research station? Yes. Oh, and that's in the witch zone. It's not too far. I definitely don't have any... I have one gate up in that way. Okay. So we'll go to Asconia, see if we can pick up any other related. Smuggler, huh? Alright, I'll leave you alone. It was a pirate I was considering. See if we can pick up any related missions within the area. And then go to the research station. Research station is really nice because they have good loot, usually. Oh, I missed a hydrate. Cheers. Any opportunity to drink coffee. God, everything is being... Ah, this is painful. It's like, survey, 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 all like kind of in the same neighborhood of one another. You know, it might be worth... The problem is I don't have any survey ships. So it costs a lot of supplies. But it's a lot of money. It's what? 100k, 90k, 110k. It's just 300,000 to do that. Plus there's this for 130. Yeah, I'm going to accept. Hopefully I'll hit the time limits. And then I might want to install, once I'm at Nordia for fuel, install some survey equipment to cheapen the cost of the surveys. So they were all roughly clustered. And that's a pretty unique opportunity. So with that in mind, forget sensors. How much does survey equipment cost? 10? Survey equipment. And forget sensors. Okay. So now we have 2 survey ships. I'm still planning on going to the first accepted... Well... Where are my gates? So Morgana's pretty quick to get to because I can jump to Sassine or to Taish. So I'll go to Morgana first still. Oh, there's even another one clustered in there. Damn, they're really enticing me up that way. Zifi, thank you for the resub. How's the stream? You know, 1 step forward, 2 steps back, 2 steps forward, you know, the usual. It's always a Always the struggle, right? So fortunately, I do have +3 burn for the topography data once we're in deep space. So despite the fact that I'm not running burn 10, our move speed isn't terrible as a result. The research station's at the heart of the star. Oh, it's God, it's a neutron star. Ah! Always hate that. And was it worth it? Got some good weapons. I can't... Stellar Endurance. That one's actually pretty good. If peak time becomes an issue. There's a... okay. Hold on. There's a reason to stay here a little longer. Ouch. There's a Terran world, which makes no sense at a neutron star. A Terran world with unexplored ruins. We found the Anubis blueprint. What the hell? A beta core, which allows us to upgrade the comms array in our home system, and like a bowl of other stuff here. Nice. That's some no joke. I'm going to want to drop back to Taish real quick, or back to Core before I go to the northwest corner of the map for the other missions. Because my inventory is like completely full of ruins garbage. Check cyber mods for the importance of the captains. Yeah, that's a wise idea. So the 7 captains are the ones that have the combat stuff. So let's remove, actually, you know what it should do? Is remove all the mods from everyone, because I don't necessarily want, I don't need mods on these guys, unless they're doing something important. So I'll just mod strip. I wish there was a button for this. That'd be really nice. Be like, pull all mods. But it's easy to forget that, like, I'm not the only one with mods. Obviously, my mod max is way higher than them. But I can also pay for higher level mods for the captains that matter at some point, getting them to be like cybernetic monsters, if you will. So here's one of the level 7s, and let's see what mods we can put in. Map ship speed and turn rate, but shield efficiency gone down. That's fine for the... Oh, you don't have capacity for that. And that doesn't matter. Heart. That's higher BRM than you can handle. That doesn't matter. Hull 10%? Sure. Flux capacity. Sure. Alright. There's one of the captains, level 7s, that got modded, and then here's the other one. Raveno. So there's no brain mods that are worth it. There's no heart mods, I think we just established, that are worth it. Oh no, this one's okay. Eye mods. That one. So they're modded up the same way now. Both level 7s. With a little bit of the same bonuses. I think that's reasonable. Thank you for tuning in to Starsector Homeworld, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhodamont.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel. made it all the way to the credits, thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow captains.